Hey guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig, and this is...
That was not the normal way you do it.
Okay, well, I'll change it. It's 9 o'clock on a Friday, and it's time for...
Craig and Ryland Magic Review Show.
I'm Craig.
I'm Ryland.
Welcome back to another review show right here on...
Magic TV.
Did that confuse you? It did confuse you a bit, didn't it? It did confuse you. With your little 13-year-old brain going... We're here, back with another review show with 4 tricks, including an illusion. We haven't reviewed an illusion for a while, and this is an illusion created and designed by a very good friend of Ryland, Jesson, from Tricked Magic, Matrix Magic. We're going to be looking at that a little bit later on, but we're going to start off at the very beginning because it's a very good place to start. We're going to start off with a penguin trick. Penguin Magic and Tom Stone have teamed up
and created Pixx.
Not pricks, Pixx.
No, not Pixx. Pixx.
Let's have a look at Pixx. So, first of all, we've got Pixx by Tom Stone and Penguin Magic. You like Tom Stone. You've performed on the same bill as Tom Stone a couple of times, haven't you? Mm-hmm. Didn't you perform on the same bill as Tom Stone at the Magic Circle in London?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, that was cool. So, Tom Stone is actually a personal hero of mine. I love Tom Stone to bits. He is one of my favourite magicians. I think that he is everything a magician should be. I've read his books cover to cover multiple times. Benson Burner is, for me, one of the best routines ever made. I think him and Nikolas Arcane are both awesome. But Tom has teamed up with Penguin Magic to bring out Pixx. Now, what is Pixx? Pixx is awesome. I really love this. I really do. I think the method is genius. I think that there's so much you can do with this. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to do a performance. You're going to perform this, aren't you? Mm. So we're going to get Ryland to perform this, and then we'll talk about what we think.
I've got my dad behind the camera, and I have a couple envelopes. Now we're going to get to the end later, because it's the end, so we'll save it for the end. And then we're going to start with the beginning, because we're going to start at the beginning, because that's how it works. So what we have here is we have all these different coloured cards. We have a tennis racket and a fish for yellow. We have a blue lock and post box. We have a green moon and a rainy sky. And we have a red cockerel or a chicken and a red bacon. So I want you to pick one of each colour.
Okay, let's go for the tennis racket.
Tennis racket.
And then the bacon.
And the bacon.
Let's go for the rain cloud.
Rainy cloud.
And then finally the lock.
The lock. So, you could have picked a post box, a moon, a chicken, and a fish, but you didn't.
No, I didn't.
So, I'm going to put these away, and we'll get to them a bit later on. Like
Okay.
this. Now, what's going to happen is we're going to move on to the end now. Because we're near the end, so we're going to move on to the end. And these, what we have here is we have more finer pictures like this. Now, if you actually look at this, you realise that when you do a lock, you have to put a key in the lock. Yep. And you go like this. The rain and the umbrella.
No way.
We have the pig and the bacon. And we have the tennis rackets. And the tennis racket and the tennis balls. What?
So that is a performance of Pixx. Now, I was speaking to Thomas Maloney the other day, and I actually performed this to him. I took this to a gig, and I actually performed it to him. And I showed it him, and he was like, that's really good. I saw the email about it. I didn't think it was as good as that. And when you actually see it, it's such a really genius, clever method.
Yeah.
I love it. Think about it. It's an instant reset. It's examinable. No, it's not examinable, actually. It's partly examinable. But it's an instant reset. It's very clear to follow. They have a free choice of 4 items. You're able to predict the 4 items they pick and the order in which you pick them. Like, it's such a good trick. It really is very, very solid. I love this. I really do. There's so much to love about this trick. What do you think about it?
I think this is incredible.
You like it?
Yeah,
you like
the
it as well?
the method's genius. The trick
got it
itself
just
is amazing.
I've got it just over there. I think it's great. I'm definitely 100%
going
going to do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's so good. And it's one of those things that take up no pocket space. Like if you actually look at it, I've got it here. You know, that's all it is. You just put that in your pocket and you're ready to go. And I love the presentation. I was doing this. You know the gig I went and did yesterday? I actually took this to the gig. And yeah, I took this to the gig yesterday, and it got such a killer reaction. It's the first time I performed it. And, you know, just the presentationally, it's interesting. It's like, right, I'm going to show you something. And it starts at the beginning and then it ends with the end. But start with the beginning, shall we? Because everything starts with the beginning. And then it was just and what I realised that you didn't do when you were performing it is when you take them out, right? I was doing this walk around without a table. So I put the envelopes onto someone's hand, and I had these just all mixed up. And I said, look, there's 4 different colours. What colour would you like to start with first? And they were saying red, and for example, and you go, okay, red, we got bacon and we got chicken. Which one do you want to go with? Whichever one you say, we'll put in your hand. And they were like, bacon or whatever. And I was put it in their hand, and the other one I put to the bottom. I was like, right, what colour now? So you can do it with the cards completely mixed up, walk around without a table, and it was absolutely killing. And I was putting it back in the pocket. And I know a trick goes well when I do walk around, where people come up to me and go, my friend said, can I have a look at the trick with the beginning? And the presentation was just like, hey, I just love the bit where it's like, now, in a second, you're going to see the end, but we're in the middle right now. We started with the beginning, it's at the middle. We're going to go to the end in a bit. You know what it's time for? It's time for the end. Let's go for the end. You know what? You know my style. It just really fits. I love this trick. The cards are well made. The envelopes are well made. The tutorial is great. You've got live performances from the GOAT himself, Mr. Eric Tate. This is 100% trick for me.
Yeah.
I think it's gone under the radar a bit because I don't think many people are talking about this, and I'm not too sure why. Because
it's incredible, isn't it?
And if you're a hobbyist or a semi-pro, you don't do close up.
Yeah.
Theatre's close up. You don't really do close up, but you do close up, but not in a gig.
Yeah.
But like you could just throw this in your school bag or something and go, hey, let me show you this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it would work. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty clever. It's genius.
I love that. I love it so much. What are you giving it?
I'm going to give it 100%.
100% from
It's incredible.
both of us. Yeah, 100%. You can get this from Penguin Magic and anybody who wholesales from Penguin Magic. This is one of my favourite tricks that Penguin have brought out this year. And it's flown under everyone's radar. It's really good. Tom, if you're watching this, you, sir, are a genius. So next up, we have Forever Flap Card by Nicholas Lawrence. Now, you're the one that did all the heavy lifting on this. So let's have a quick look at a performance of Forever Flap Card, or one of the things you can do with it, and then we'll talk about what we think. Okay, so what you just saw there is a very quick performance of the Forever Flap Card. That was effectively a colour changing deck.
Yeah.
Now, what you get 2 gimmicks, don't you?
You get 2 gimmicks. So you get a flap card. It's basically a card that folds in half one way, and the other way, when you fold it in half, it springs open.
Yeah.
And you get one that springs open to the blue, and you get one that springs open to the red.
And it's gimmicked, without saying too much, in a way that allows you to have everything cleaned up at the end very, very easily.
Oh, yeah. And one more thing is, it's also like, the actual thing is invisible. Like, you can't see it.
Yeah, because normally, the reason it's called a Forever Flap Card is normally it uses invisible elastic thread all around the outside, and that thread can break easily and you can see it. With this, everything's kind of internal, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it's going to last forever, hence the term Forever Flap Card. Now, the routine you perform, that's like the first routine on the tutorial, isn't it? But there's a bunch of stuff on there that you can do. The colour changing deck thing that you just performed, it reminds me a little bit of Modern Times by Henry Evans, if you know Modern Times. The difference is this is cleaner, in my opinion, because of how the whole thing is done. Yeah. It's really smart. It's actually really, really good. I've kind of dissed flap cards for years and kind of gone, like they're just, and me and Lloyd have had discussions about this, about how everybody just kind of goes down the same route of just making another flap card. What Nikolas has done here is he's completely approached flap cards in a completely different way and looked at it in a completely different angle. And if you're sick of buying a trick that's got a flap card and it breaks and you end up putting it in the bin because you can't be asked to fix it, then this is for you, because this will literally last you forever. And there's a bunch of stuff you can do with it. If you are creative especially, you're going to come up with a bunch of routines for this as well.
Yeah.
I really I really like this. What do you think?
Same. I really like this. I think this is really good.
Yeah?
I like this. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to give this 90%. I think the thinking here is really innovative. I think just for the colour changing deck that you did, what an opener.
Yeah.
What an opener. Hey, I'm going to show you a trick with a red deck of cards. Actually, no, let's do a blue deck.
Yeah, I usually use a blue deck. Hold on.
Yeah.
That's better.
Just for that.
One more thing. The cards are attached with a special thing on one side. So once the gimmick is done, the card that was on the top of the deck that makes it look like that coloured deck is... So just, it can be any normal card. So if you had a blue deck and you put a red card on top, and then this gimmick on top, when it turns blue, this gimmick itself takes that card off when you remove the gimmick.
Which is great.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing. Yeah.
And it's not like it's like it's been roughed, but it's not been roughed because it will last for a lot longer than if it was roughed, I guess. If you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Because it's a special material that they add that will stay longer. Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's good.
It's good.
It's good?
I like it.
Did you give it a percentage? I don't think you did. I gave it 90%.
I'm going to give it 95.
95% from Ryland, 90% from me. It is really good. You can get it from Nikolas Lawrence directly or from all good magic dealers. Now we're on to trick number 3. Okay, so next up we have Blank Deck by Astor. So Blank Deck by Astor. He showed you this at the Alakazam convention.
Yeah.
Blank Deck effectively is... What should we do? Actually, I'll show the performance.
Yeah,
I've got a performance of me doing this to Ryland. It'd probably be easier if I showed you the performance. So let's have a look at performance. This is Blank Deck by Astor. Michael, have you ever seen a card box like this?
No, it's a very fancy card box.
Rippy little weird thing, isn't it? What I want you to do, Michael, you'll notice that there's cards printed on the card box all the way around. Don't say anything. They're all there. Some are face up, some are face down. But can you just think of one of them? Don't tell. Have you got one?
Yeah.
And you'll notice there's red backs and there's blue backs. Just think about red or blue. It doesn't matter which one, but just again keep it to yourself.
Okay.
Have you got one?
Yeah.
So you've got a deck of cards here that's printed on the card box, and that's the reason for that is there's no ink printed on the actual cards. These are what cards look like before they're printed. It's very difficult to get a deck of cards like this. You've got to know somebody who works at the playing card company, and they sneak them out on the graveyard shift. But having a deck of cards like this is ridiculous because, first of all, you don't know if they're face up or face down, like which way's which. I don't know. Do you know? I don't know. Also, can you imagine if I was having you pick a card? Look, have a look at that card. Remember it. Don't forget it. We'll put it back in the pack. Look, it's come to the bottom of the deck. That would not be an impressive trick, right? So, because of that, we have to use our imagination. So I want you to imagine that this is not a pack of cards that is blank, and in actual fact I want you to imagine it's a regular deck of cards, and I would have you, if you were in front of the camera, Michael, cut half the cards. So you would cut half the cards, I would cut half the cards. Now I don't know what your card is, but what's the value of it?
It's a 2.
Okay, I would have you shuffle these cards like this at this point. I would have you shuffle these cards, and I would have you deal 2 cards onto the table and put the rest on top. The reason I get you to do that is because that way everyone in the audience would know what the value of your card is, but you wouldn't actually say anything.
Yeah.
Now I'm having to do that because you're holding a camera. I would normally do that. And then I would turn back round and I would say, look, I'm going to go through these cards, and I'm going to try and take one of them out, and just one. This one kind of stands out to me. I don't know what you think. I think this one kind of stands out a little bit. Would you agree with me?
Not really. Looks
Fair enough.
blank.
There's a reason for that. It is blank. But this is the craziest thing you're going to see. And I know you don't believe me, but honestly, my friend, this is the craziest thing you're going to see. Let me explain. I'm going to put this card down in the middle of the deck. Now, I still don't know what your card is. And let me see if I can do this. Look, if magic was real, and I do that, what was the name of your card?
What's the 2 of diamonds?
Now, there's one card, one card only printed in the deck, and that's the 2 of diamonds. Not only that, you had a back colour. What was the colour of the back of the card?
It's red.
Exactly what I thought. Now we have the 2 of diamonds printed with a red back, and that, my friend, is nothing short of an absolute miracle. I honestly don't know what I think of this.
Same. It's a bit of like
It's a bit faffy.
Yeah.
I do like a lot of Astor's stuff. I don't particularly like this. I'll tell you why I don't like it. There's a couple of different reasons. One, if I'm going to do a thought-of card printed in a deck, I'm going to use the mental photography deck. By the way, you can do a thought-of card in a mental photography deck. Project coming at the end of the year. But if you didn't want to do it, no, I'm just saying, promoting my own chisel. That's what I'll do. However, if you didn't want to wait for that, there's a trick that Mark Leverage brought out years ago that Kmart Magic have got the rights to, and I know Kmart brought it back out a couple of years ago, and I can't. Brainstormer, I think it is, and Brainstormer reminds me a little bit of this. Brainstormer reminds me a little bit of this sort of concept. But I think Brainstormer's better because with Brainstormer, they have a free choice of any card. With this, they don't have a free choice of any card. And that's one of the reasons I'm not too keen. The card book's like something like nothing on God's green earth. It's like, look, I've got this card box. Think of a card. There's no justification of there at all. It looks like a magic trick. And it looks like you're limiting their choices because you are limiting their choices. It's like, look at this card box. Think of a card. Have you got one? Great. Now, deal the value down onto the table. And it's like, okay, well, I don't think it's a very innovative when it comes to that.
Yeah.
Yes, there's some nice displays you can get in there because they're blank on both sides and there are a lot of blanks in there. However, you're left with a deck that can't be examined. They feel like it can be examined because you give them half the deck, but you gave them half the deck in Brainstormer, but you have a free choice of cards. So, like I say, if you want to do this sort of thing, Brainstormer's better. Nothing can be examined at the end. And what I mean by that is you end up with this one card printed in the deck and they can name the red or the blue back colour and you can show it's that back colour. But they can't examine that card at that point because they can't examine the back or the front or anything. They can't examine the rest of the deck. Maybe if it was a completely free choice of card, it'd be a little bit more interesting, but it's not. It's very limited. I'll tell you where you want to go with this. Okay, so Kyle Purnell had an amazing idea for a printed card in a blank deck using the binary system. Mm-hmm. And he built it into a blank deck and it's available as a download from Vanishing Ink. That is the best way to do this. Go look at Kyle Purnell. Look at Kyle. If you're watching this, can you put down below and I'll pin your comment to the top what the name of the trick is? I can't remember, but it's a download through Vanishing Ink. It's left with a regular deck that they can examine, and there's one card that ends up getting printed in the deck, and it's a card that they freely think of. Apparently, that's a much better version. I won't forget to pin it. I'm not going to forget to pin it. Shut up. I'm not going to forget. Kyle.
I'm filming this like 3 weeks earlier than it's being posted. So you're going to forget.
I'm not going to forget.
You will forget.
I'm not going to forget. I'm not going to forget. I'm not going to forget. You think you know me? You think you know me? You don't know me. You don't know me. You don't know me.
You're going to forget.
I'm not going to forget.
You're going to forget.
I'm not going to forget.
You're going to forget.
You'll be laughing when I look at this video in 3 weeks' time and Kyle's comments pinned to the top.
I will check. I'm
not going to forget.
You're going to forget.
Get Kyle's trick. This trick is not very good. I like Astor. I've got nothing against Astor. I think Astor's a great guy.
Yeah.
Astor's a really great guy and he's come up with some really, truly innovative stuff. I just think there's many, many better ways to do the blank deck thing. I'm going to give this 50% and that's being generous.
I'll give this 50% and I think.
Yeah, 50% from me, 50% from Ryland. We've got one last trick to look at. It's a big illusion. Let's get into this. I think that's going to get Ryland very excited. Okay, right, so we've got one last trick to look at, and it's not a trick, it's an illusion. It's created by your friend, Mr. Alex Jesson, from Matrix Magic. Alex originally developed this and designed it for Britain's Got Talent for the audition. No, semi-final. So it was on the semi-final of Britain's Got Talent. If you go look at Matrix Illusion semi-final, Britain's Got Talent, you'll see Alex doing this as part of the act, turning Simon Cowell basically flat. Mm-hmm. And it was built by Guy Barrett. So designed by Alex Jesson, built by Guy Barrett. I mean, talk about an illusionist match made in heaven. Guy and Alex. Alex, one of the best illusionists in the world as far as I'm concerned. And Guy, one of the best illusion builders in the world as far as I'm concerned. The two of them teaming up together. It's like a match made in heaven. So the two of them together put this together. They then launched it at the Blackpool Magic Convention. You can get it from Tricked Magic, so you can get it directly from Alex's website, or you can contact Guy. I would go through Tricked Magic if I were you. But you're going to tell me all about this, because this this is designed for you, isn't it? This was custom made by Guy for you and Thea.
Yeah.
Should we show them a video first? Should we show them a video of you performing this?
Yeah, we'll show them a video.
We got a video of Ryland
And then
performing
I'm gonna
this
talk
from Llandudno, from the Extravaganza. You've now put this into quite a few shows.
Yeah. That was like a while ago. That was like
Yeah. I would say this has become like a signature Magic and Mischief piece.
Yeah.
And what's interesting is it's the first illusion where Thea gets to do an illusion on you. Up until this point, she's been in the box. But now she's doing an illusion on you, which is kind of changing the dynamic on Magic and Mischief quite a lot as well, which is cool. But let's have a look at this. This is called The Ringer. We're going to have a look at a performance of Ryland doing this on stage with Thea, and then we'll get Ryland to talk all the way through it.
Okay, Thea, get in the box. Thea, get in the box. You want me to get in the box? These guys don't want me to get in the box. I want you to get in the box. You guys don't want to see me get in the box, do you? Oh, no, you don't. Oh, no, you don't. Fine. Can we have some music, please?
Okay, son, take it away. Go for it.
Alright, so the ringer, it is a very weird shape. It's like it's kind of the same shape as like the original sword basket, isn't it? Like it's like the original sword basket on top of like the original stand, and like at the back there's a ladder
Which folds up.
Yeah, which goes up. So yeah, so there's like a step ladder that's like attached to the box, and it folds up and can go down. So I start with it down, and then there's loads of like buttons on the side that you can use, as you can see. So there's like a lever, there's a button, there's like a big red button, and there's also like one of those things that like you usually see like on a forklift or something, and it's like no, not a forklift, one of those things that like reach up really high, which is like an up and down button. None of those do anything at all, but they're cool.
Yeah, and I love that for Thea, because when Thea does it, she's acting like all of these buttons are doing stuff, but there are lights.
Yeah,
ironically, the lights are switched on by a real button, even though there's a bunch of fake buttons.
There's a bunch of fake buttons, and And the one that actually switches on the lights is the one behind the box that you have to press without anybody noticing.
Yeah, so Thea presses it as she comes out and does this. So she's pressing a fake button.
And then, so she's showing a fake button when we could have that at the real button. Instead, it's just a fake button or pressing that button. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
But that makes the lights go.
Yeah, that makes the lights turn on, the orange lights, which is really cool. Very cool effect.
Yeah. And one of the big things about this illusion, I hope you don't mind me prompting you. Most illusions, the reason you have girls or slightly thin people go in the boxes a lot of the time is because you have to be quite slender in order to pull this off, right?
Yeah.
So that's why Thea does all of the box jumping in the show, because she can fit in all of the illusions.
Yeah.
This is being designed for you to grow into, like to put that into concept. For example, even Tom.
Yeah, I was about to say Tom can fit in there.
Yeah. So, I mean, you feel really comfortable in there, don't you? Literally just sitting down.
Yeah, it's very spacious. Very, very spacious. So, yeah.
So how easy is it to do, from your point of view?
Quite easy, to be honest. All I have to do is just sit there and hold a string that I don't even need to hold, just for added security. I'll just hold it.
Right.
So, yeah.
That's it. That's all you need to do.
I just get in. Do the thing
because you used to jump in boxes when you were a lot younger, so you know things like the crystal casket, things like the split press, things like paradox are quite difficult for being in there. You still remember those days when you were...
This one's quite easy, yeah. Like, all you have to do is just do the thing that you need to do to cover yourself, which is nothing, and then just hold the string for added security. You don't need to hold it, but it's like in case you accidentally knock it while you're moving, you can just hold it. Well, you don't need to move, but you can just sit there. But if you accidentally move and you knock it, you just holding this, so they can't see anything.
And it looks very deceptive. When everything's opened, you've got this illusion that you can just see the whole of the inside of the box.
Yeah. The only downside I would say is you can't spin it.
No, because
it's not a spin.
It's not a spinny prop.
It's not a spinny prop. You don't see the back.
And also, if you did spin it,
you would see how it works.
Yeah. So it has to be static. So sometimes we go to gigs. Do you remember that gig that we did where we had literally people all to the side and it was just like and slightly behind us? You wouldn't want to do it in that environment.
No.
You want to do it in an environment where you know. And it also takes up a lot of square footage on the stage, doesn't it? Like, it takes up a lot of space on the stage. It actually goes in the van. It packs that. Unlike a lot of illusions, you don't really have to build it when you get there. It's built. It's a wheel onto the...
you just wheel it in and you put it on the base.
That's it. So it's very practical.
You don't wheel it in. You as you get it out of the van, it's like a split press, so you get it out, you put it down, and you just pull it out of the van and it goes straight on the base.
Yeah, which is great.
Yeah.
But... And that makes it very, very practical. I love wheel-ins, like trigonometry.
Trigonometry, yeah. It's just a big flat thing that you push in.
Yeah, and this is like that, but it is quite a big prop.
Yeah,
it is a big prop. If you've got a tiny little stage.
For example, we were going to a show the other day, and there were these. Well, we talked about it in the Two Idiot things in the warehouse, but we were taking it into a show, like not the other day, like a couple months ago or something. And as we were taking it in, we realised that we couldn't put it up the stairs. So we just had to do it, we just had to forget about it because it wouldn't go up the stairs and it wouldn't fit in the lift. It might have been able to go up the stairs, but the stairs were glass. So we didn't want to exactly risk it because, yeah.
I don't blame you, to be perfectly honest. Where does this rank? Obviously, Alex has designed it. Where does this rank in your favourite illusions of all time?
Quite at the top, I must say.
Well, I know you've dropped some stuff
Top
recently out of
Magic
and Mischief to have this in the show.
Yeah. Yeah, top 5 to top 3, I must say.
Top 5 to top 3. Yeah. Okay.
Anywhere in that. I don't have an official list, so anywhere in that, somewhere.
And any time you do a thing, like obviously you might have seen the Mangler, which is another way of rolling someone out, but that's designed with a utility base and it's designed for a girl, and you have to be a lot more slight. But regardless of method, whether you use the Mangler or you use the Ringer, really strong. Yeah. And the other thing is, and we've not done this, but I think you could, we sometimes get booked at events and they want us to do something special with the CEO. If you got the CEO's measurements, a lot of CEOs could fit in this. Yeah. You could do a special thing where you take the CEO and you roll them out. So I think that would kill at a big corporate.
The other thing is, you'll have to get them to pay extra because
You'd have to make a flat.
You'll have to make a flat
flat
version,
CEO.
which costs a bit.
Yeah, but you'd upsell them on having this. You go, right, okay, if you want us to do something...
If you want this, you have to pay for us to make an extra thing. But you don't have to have this. We can either make the CEO fly, or you can have them completely squished, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, exactly.
And you can have both, which costs a lot. But if you're a good company, you probably make a lot. So it's okay.
There you go. Good business advice there. So what are you giving this? I'm giving this 100%.
120%. I think this is incredible.
Yeah, this is... If you are an illusionist and you want to put something really unique in, there's very few of these. I think there's only 2 or 3 of them in the world at the moment. So you have something that's very, very unique.
World.
Yeah, so you have something very, very unique. Go to Alex Jesson, go to Tricks Magic. You'll see it there. Contact Alex and he will make it to order. It's not something that Guy or Alex has in stock, but it will be made to order for you. There you go. That is Ringer by Alex Jesson, the legend himself, and Guy Barrett, built by Guy Barrett, the legend himself. That's the end of this review show. Let's wrap it up.
There's no V-shot in the bag. No V-shot in the bag. No V-shot in the bag.
Ow. Yeah, there's another review show in the back. Thank you once again for joining us right here on Magic TV. Don't forget to join the Netrix. It's my online streaming platform for magicians. That's the netrix.com. Thea will be back next week. And then Ryland will be back in 2 weeks. Thank you once again for joining me. I really appreciate it. You got anything to add? Any wise words of wisdom from a 13-year-old manipulator, illusionist extraordinaire? One piece of advice to wrap this whole video up that people will take home with them, and they will change it will change their very lives, Ron. It will change their existence. They will take this one piece of advice, and they will literally, their magic and their career will go through the roof because of this one golden nugget that you dropped. We're going to close it with this piece of advice from you right now. What have we got?
Take it from the podcast. And that's my cue.